Hi, scrapbook friends, and welcome to layout 34 of our Theme Park Thursday series. This is the first page in volume 2 of my album project, which I had originally hoped would be one album, but is probably now going to be 3. But that's okay because I love scrapbooking Disney and I'm having a lot of fun with this. So for this one, I ended up using the Summertime collection, which is a retired collection from several years ago from Creative Memories. I didn't have the stickers and the embellishments were laser borders. So I'm quite pleased with how I was able to make the embellishments work. And I did use the, as my inspiration, the title page from volume 1. So I hope you'll be able to see kind of the comparison between the two layouts, and I do show it a little bit later in the video. So you know, that when I do title pages, I do try to kind of keep them coordinating or relative to each other when I'm doing a series of albums that are all the same event. So here we go, layout 34, Animal Kingdom title page. All right, so here's the entrance to Animal Kingdom. I have a couple of different sections. I have an entry to Animal Kingdom, and then I have some like at the tree. But because I'm starting a new album, I need a single page. And so this is kind of going to be a title page for the second album, plus, you know, the start of our Animal Kingdom. And what I'd really like to do is make something similar to what we had for the title page of the first album. So if you remember this album, we have kind of the squares and then the one picture and a big design right here. But I have 4x6 photos. And so, I mean, that's obviously not going to work. I've got 5 photos and I want to keep these whole because of the border. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to resize these and print them smaller at 3x4 so that then I can have, you know, my kind of row along the side, and then this picture just of them in front of this really cool sand sculpture outside of Animal Kingdom. And I'll be able to mimic that same design by shrinking these photos down. So yeah, that's going to take a minute for me to get that set up, but hang tight. In just a second, I'll be back with how we're going to do that. Okay, so in order for me to film this, I usually film on my phone, but I need my phone to show you this step. So I'm borrowing my husband's phone. So thank you to my husband for A, being home, and B, letting me use his phone. But I'm going to show you this app that I use. It's called Print to Size. But the first thing that I've done is I've gone into my photo album of this trip, which was March 8th, 2022. And I've favorited the pictures that I want, because otherwise I have this whole, you know, multiple albums from just, this is all just the Animal Kingdom day. But I'm going to use this app called Print to Size. I have it in my little folder called Photo Printing, and it looks like this, Print to Size. Oh, I've already got stuff on there, so let's delete these. All right, so in order to use this, let's pull this down a little bit. All right, so what I want to do is I'm going to hit this little plus button, and that's going to take me to my camera roll. So this is like today's photos, but I'm going to go to albums, and then I'm going to go to favorites because I've just favorited those things. I got to scroll back. Oops, I don't want to highlight all these yet. I'm going to scroll way back, clear back to 2022. So here they are. And I've got 4. Well, I can only do 2 at a time. So I'm going to do 2 photos. I'm going to add those to my image. And then I'm going to have to shrink these. So I touch it, and it tells me it's 5x3. So I need to make it, what did I say? 3x4, because I'll get 2 of those on a 4x6. So I'm just going to drag it with my finger. Okay, so that gave me 2.65 by 4. That's kind of odd. So now I've shrunk it down. I touch it again, and then it's going to let me turn it. These must not be. And then I touch the other one, and I do the same thing. I want to make this so that it's 4 inches, and these are 2.65, which is odd because if usually 4x6 you can shrink right down. So now I've got these 2 pictures that are the size that I want. At this point, I can either go to my printer and print them, which I'm going to do in my Epson printer in just a minute, or you can export it as a JPEG. If I export it as a JPEG, I'm just going to save it to my camera roll, and then it will be in my pictures. When I go back to my pictures, because you're seeing all my secrets on my phone, when I go back to my pictures, it's going to show up right there as a photo that I can, print to Walgreens or whatever. So, and I'm going to do the next, well, I think I'll print this first. So let me get out the Epson printer, and then I'll show you how this is going to print out. Okay, so I do keep my PictureMate in a Creative Memories Tools tote. I think it fits just perfectly in here. I've taken out all the little blue dividers. Sadly, you can't use the polka dot one. Well, you guess you could, but it comes with the little dividers. But it fits my printer, it fits the cables, it fits, extra paper, refills. I actually don't usually like to keep it on top of that, but I have the instructions, so it all just kind of lives in this box, and it zips shut, and I keep it all together. And of course, I wrote PictureMate on the front. So I'm going to pull out my PictureMate and set that up. And I really like this ultra premium photo paper. I accidentally bought some of this value photo paper, and the quality was not the same. So I use this like if it's, I don't know what I use this for, but I made a mistake. I won't buy this again. I like this ultra premium photo paper. And so I'll load that in. I have a refill cartridge. I don't need it right now. I've got some 5x7 paper in case I ever want to do enlargements. That's pretty much what I use this for, is if I shrink things down or if I use enlargements. So let me get it plugged in, and then I'll show you how the whole process works. Okay, so when I opened up my photo paper, there's a little plastic baggie in here, and they recommend that you keep it in the bag when you're not using it, just to protect it from moisture. This is a piece of cardboard, so I'm okay to cut on the front of it. But it comes all plastic shrink wrap to keep it safe. And I do live down here in Alabama where it's very humid, so moisture and humidity are definitely a thing. So I'm just going to put this in the bag. I should have taken the plastic off, I guess. All right. And then then I'll just stick it back in the box like this. I don't seal it. I just tuck it in upside down. All right. So now I can open up my little printer, lift up the little screen, talks to me, and then I can adjust right here what size I want. These are going to be 4x6, and that's what I have had before. I'm just going to put my paper, and it tells me that I've got 4x6 glossy photos, which is what I want. So now I'm going to go back to my print to size app. I'm not going to give it a rating right now. And then I just go to the little print icon down here, and I'm going to print it to my Epson 400. It's looking. So I tried to print, it didn't connect to the printer because turns out that I had this set up to the Wi-Fi over at my studio. I had to reset up the Wi-Fi. So you have to be on the same Wi-Fi network. I guess it's not Bluetooth. I guess it's just Wi-Fi. But now it's printing. So it's pretty quick. Quality is pretty good. They do sell matte paper. I like the glossy for all my scrapbooking, but your mileage may vary. Oh, that's not what I was printing. Okay, network is working correctly. Excellent. So now we're going to try again. We're going to go to print, Epson, and print. And it's just going to print this, and then I'll do the next picture. If you're at a crop and several people have the Epson printer, make sure you know the number of your printer, the serial number. I have had where I was at a crop one time and suddenly my printer started going off, and one of my friends across the room accidentally printed her picture on my printer. So, which is fine, but maybe not if it wasn't your friend across the room. All right, so here is my Epson printed. It's on glossy. Here's the one I had professionally printed, and I think that the colors are, you know, very much the same. I mean, this is a little more vibrant, I think, but I don't think you're gonna know that this was, it doesn't look like it was like printed on a home printer. It looks, you know, picture quality. And that way it's able to get the size. I do not think that this is the, you know, I wouldn't use this for all of my pictures, but I love it for something like this. So now I'm just gonna clear these off. I've already saved it anyway. I'm gonna go back to favorites, to scroll back. Again, that's one thing I don't like because this is from 2022 and I have a bunch of things that I've favorited for different projects, which I probably need to go through and change. I went too far back. All right, found the pictures. So I did the hands on hips one and the scary face one. So I need the claws and the standing still. I'm gonna add those two. I'm gonna do the exact same thing that I did before. Make them so they're 4 inches wide and then rotate them to fit. Uh-oh, undo that. I accidentally grabbed it and cropped it instead. Okay, so there's one, and then this same one. You have to tap the one that you want to work with, but it's easy. Just whichever one you tap, it brings it to the top. 4, tap again, rotate, drag it by the middle, not by the not by a corner, because that's what I did last time. That's what messed me up. And then I'll just do the same thing, and this one will be a lot faster. Print, because everything's all set up. So sometimes when you use your last piece of paper, it'll tell you the printer's out of paper. And if you hit cancel on here, then it will stop your printing. So just, you know, I know printer, I know that I'm out of paper, but it's okay. So this is, I mean, you could also use this print to size app and, you know, upload these and have them printed wherever if you plan ahead when you do your scrapbook layouts. I usually work on the fly. So I love it for this, to be able to have these so that now we can go ahead and put our title page together. All right, so now I'm going to put all this away and go back to the actual layout. All right, so here we go with our cute little, they're not quite 3x4s, but that's actually going to be good because that's going to give us a gap between them for a border. I should have maybe made them even a little bit smaller. So we'll have that down one side, and then we'll have this picture right here. Too bad I didn't print that in 5x7. I guess I could pull my Epson back out and do that. And maybe I will actually, except the last time I tried to print 5x7, it didn't work. So I think I'm gonna do the 3x4 pictures here, and then this one right here. And this is wider, so I think this is okay not to make this a 4x6. I think I still want to do kind of some of the stripes and a big panel. And so I don't have to keep this out the whole time. I'm just gonna quick draw a little sketch on my 3x3 Post-it notepad. You guys know I use these all the time, but it's because I know it's the right dimensions to be a layout, it makes it really easy. So I'm gonna just draw my little lines, and then I'm gonna do my 4. I think I want a border on this side though, and then we'll put the other picture in the middle, and we'll put a title, and then we'll put some kind of little embellishment somewhere like that. So that way I don't have to keep this out. And I'm going to put an X to show me which are photos. And then this is going to be paper, and that's going to be some kind of paper. So that hopefully will help me remember what I'm doing. And I don't know which paper I'm going to use. Our current collection is called Tropic Time. I love to use our tropical collections for Disney, for Animal Kingdom. I love the colors and all of this. So this is Tropic Time, but I'm also trying really hard with this collection, or with these albums, to use up some older stuff. So I have Vitamin C, which I also really love, and Summertime, and it's got some of those same cool artworks. And we're wearing kind of these blue turquoisey shirts. So I think I might use this one. Oh, I might use Vitamin C, but let's see. Let's try it with Summertime. Because I need something for the background page, and then I need something to be the stripes. I like the green. I like the green a lot, actually. Maybe I want the green. Oh, that's a nice green though too. Maybe I want the green as the background. Ooh, that flower. I don't think I need the flower though. This turquoisey has the swimsuits on the back. I also have this turquoisey. Oh, it's the back of that. So I don't think I don't know. I like this. It's almost the same, but I like this one better. I think I'm gonna use that one, even though these are already cut and I really should use this. I don't know that I want this as the bottom. Let's see, let's look at what these guys look like. One of these I did upside down, and so I keep wanting to flip it over, but then the other one's upside down. So if we do it like this, we put this one, I don't think I want to do that. That's too, got too much pink. Oh, here's a good one. This is like jungle leaves. I think I'll do that one. I might even have a scrap of that with the pink flamingos. And I can probably use this piece as the stripes on the side. And then I need something else at the top that's a little neutral, maybe. Maybe I have a matte. All right, I have a few mattes from here. Ooh, that one. No, I don't know. That's a 4x6 matte. I don't think that's the right color. That's kind of a actually not pretty color. I don't want stripes because I got all these stripes. I don't want blue because I'm using blue unless I used pink. I have this piece of pink. Well, in that case, I could just use this on the top and then the pink as the stripes. I don't have any of the embellishments or the stickers for this, so but that's all right because they're mostly like swimsuits and, you know, beachy stuff. I don't really want beach stuff. None of these have any kind of words on them. I guess I've used all of those. All right, let's do that. Let me get out my personal trimmer. Oh, you know what? Actually, I think I want to put these on a stripe because there's going to be a gap in between them. So let's just trim these guys down. They're not going to be exactly 3x4 because I don't know why. The math didn't work. And I think I am going to put them on a stripe of something. And it's probably not going to be that particular pink because it's not wide enough. I mean, I do like the pink. There's a little bit of pink in here, so I think I can do some of that with the pink. But I have a whole piece of the pink. I was kind of trying to use up leftovers. Oh, I've got this. Let's see what I've got. What's the back of the pink? Black speckles. I've got the yellow with the pineapples. Well, I guess I'm using this whole, oh look, here's a piece of pink. Oh, it's not big enough either. All right, I guess I'm using this piece of pink. Oh, I'm using that green. Unless I have a scrap of, oh, I did have a scrap of that one. That was a, that'll work for that piece. And I'm using this, even though I like that one better. They're so almost the same, like nobody's gonna care. The color is almost exactly the same. I'm not using that. Oh, I do need a matte for, I think, this little picture. Maybe I'll put maybe a green matte or something. So let's put these guys on here. I gotta decide what order I want them. Here's just us being nice and smiling. The claws. You know, it's got to be hard for these PhotoPass guys to come up with like new poses all the time that we, you know, people will have fun with. So I think I'll do it like that. I think that's pretty. I don't know, actually it's kind of busy on this background, but it's already busy. Maybe I'll just go around it with the pen. I think I did that on the other title page too. I kind of went around it with the pen, and I'm able to leave almost a 1/4 inch, I think, between the photos. So I'm leaving a 1/4 inch on the side. I've talked to you about the tape runners before. I've broken the little piece off right here. You know, I've told you about that. Once you break that little piece off, then this, oh, my piece is broken off. There's a little plastic piece that rests on that and makes your tape runner roll nicely. I've broken both of those off. So I'm almost at the end of this tape runner. I am going to use it, but it makes it a lot harder to use. So if you're having trouble with your tape runner, or if you ever get a little clear piece of plastic that randomly falls out, it's because that little blue resting spot has broken off. And I don't know what causes it. I think it might be that I press too hard when I'm scrapbooking. You know, because some of my tape runners, it hasn't happened. And so I'm just going to call it user error. And I don't know if there's a way that they could reinforce that. That would kind of be nice, because I know a lot of us have that problem. But I always just remember that a full tape runner is only $1 more than getting just the refill. So if I have to get a new case every 4 or 5 tape runners, it's not the end of the world. All right, so let's cut this. So it was 4. So if I go to 4.5, that should give me, I think it's going to be a little bit wider than I want, because I wasn't quite at, it's not quite at a 1/4 inch. I'm just going to slip a hair off the edge. All right, just this little hair. So I think that's right. And then this can be right here. And I want to do 2, maybe I want 3 1/2-inch strips of this blue. I don't want a whole lot of that green stripe in the background. It's a little bit busy. I basically want it as a, like just as an accent. So as if it were the stripe, but I'm happy to be able to use, you know, I have to use something as the background. It might as well be a paper that that's not my favorite, I don't love. So I'm gonna do 3 1/2-inch stripes of this. And I might end up doing another stripe of pink on this side, depending on how that goes. So I kind of do it like this. Well, this makes this one, this is 6 inches and I need it to fit. So maybe I want it like that. There's not really going to be any of this green stripe that shows through. So if I do this and I put a 4 by 6 piece of that down there, and then what did I decide I was going to do at the top? I can't remember what I was going to do at the top. I probably put it away. But let's do this one first. We'll do the 4 by 6. And unfortunately, it's not 4 inches in this direction, so I'm going to have to cut it at 6 inches. I had to fold out my arm. You know how I feel about that. And 4. Oh, this is probably not a full. Look at that. It's only 5 1/4. All right, so that's what I want. I want at 5 1/4, which is, I didn't have to fold out the arm after all. 5 1/4 by 4. I mean, I was thinking I would mat this picture, but because because this is wider, if I want to have room for all these things, I don't know how I feel about that green stripe underneath it now, though. What do you think? I don't really want to use the pink. That would be too much up there. Hopefully I can make it straight. So let's pull this back out. Oh, there was something that I had partial of. I've got the yellow. I don't think so with the yellow. The back of this stripe is this leaf. I actually kind of like that leaf too. That one's kind of busy. Oh, we'll pull these back out. I mean, this is the 4 by 6, so I still have to trim it because these aren't 4 by 6 pictures. So I don't think I can use any of these. I think they're all. There's that one, or that pink one. think that's too much pink though on here. Oh, I like that one a lot. We have a joke in our family about that there's no such thing as too much pink, but I hate to admit it. I think for this instance there is. So if we use this green, it kind of ties in with the stripe. And then maybe I could even, do we have pink letters? I can't remember if we don't have pink letters. I had to color those in, didn't I? I don't really feel like coloring in letters. But I could use the navy or the blue letters. And it looks all right. I still don't know what I'm going to do for embellishments. I guess we're going to be using some, maybe we're going to use these, the laser borders that were with this. So let's start kind of working left to right. Let me move my trimmer. And I'm going to leave, do I want the stripe on the outside? No, I want the stripe to be on the either side of the pink. I'm sticking this guy down. And then I'm going to do this. Oh, I'm not, this one's just going to be on the outside. So I got to cut this one down to 5 1/4 by 4. And I think I'm going to leave it long and overlap it just in case my cuts are a little bit off. Because I can just put the other picture like underneath it. That. And that way I know I won't have a gap. Because it's going to be, this was 4 1/4 inches. All right, if I do it like that, I think that's going to work. So this isn't straight. All right, I'm going to put this one down next. We're working left to right. About 1/4 inch. So all you're going to see of this green stripe is that 1/4 inch. So it's a good thing it's not my favorite. And I think I'll do this, come in this direction and put this stripe down. And I probably should pull out my ruler if I want to make really sure that it's straight, but I don't know that I care. I mean, I do care. You guys know I care. I say that I don't care and I'm lying. That's right there. That's right there. And that's right here. And I am going to actually keep this right here. And it's straight with the bottom so that that will help me make this guy straight. Do the same thing at the top. All right, and then I'll put this one on. And I'll put this one on. Making sure they're straight with the edge of the paper. And then this gives me a little bit of flexibility on this one in case it's, you know, so I'm overlapping it on both of them. Didn't really mean to overlap it on both. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just put it on. I'm resting it all on the bottom and it's just overlapping that one. And then I'll put this one on because it's not exactly exact on here. There's one of these is a smidge bigger. Like a 32nd or a 64th of an inch, just enough that I can't just line this up. But if I line it up with these two, I'll just go over the top on that one. Okay, so now I need a title, and I think I'm just going to do Animal Kingdom. Maybe I'll write Animal Kingdom Day 3. And I don't know, like I don't really have anything to journal. It's just that, you know, that was our next thing. And I don't think we have this color of letter. I need some embellishments and stuff too before we do that. So I'm going to pull these out, these summertime laser cut borders. And even though they're borders, it had some that weren't really borders. Oh, look, there's a little pink flower. That could work. And it looks like I had 2 sets of these because sometimes you only get 1 of each, and I like to have 2, but sometimes when it says summer, I don't need 2 of those. But I like, oh, that's the pink flower that I saw. I kind of like the pink flower. Maybe I'll do, we got this really busy design kind of around here, but if I did the flowers kind of right here, I could trim that and have just the flowers like that. And what is this one? So these are really big. I don't want water. I don't want drink umbrellas. I don't want limes. I do kind of like the palm tree. Oh no, it's got the little beach umbrella again. I guess I could do it like this and put these right here. I definitely want the pink though, but I don't like that. I think I like it right here. All right, I'm gonna get my little micro tip scissors and just trim around this guy. Just following the pattern. And really this might be enough because there's enough decoration and stuff around the border of the pictures that it might be plenty of embellishment. Maybe I'll just cut a flower off the other end, or 2 flowers. I don't know. I can't really use all of them. But if I do all of these right here, then I'm going to have the leaves too. But I think this actually might be enough if I did I don't want to cover up Kevin. I could put a flower right there. All right, let's cut these guys apart. They're kind of like overlap each other. So this pink one is like a whole flower, but then the one underneath it was covered up slightly by the pink flower. Now that one was a little bit on that side. It was a little bit covered up. So we're just gonna pretty up this edge a little bit. Don't tell anyone. Okay, we'll pretty up that edge. I'm gonna put him right here. Sorry, Kevin. Kevin is this bird from the movie Up, in case you don't know that. I could do it. Well, I don't really want to do it down here. That's too symmetrical. I do like that and this together. But I don't know. No, I want this for sure, the flowers. I think I might just do these two and break the rule of, you know, the rule of 3. I don't know if I can. Maybe I'll do that one down there. That gives us that kind of visual triangle. All right, let's do that. Ooh. Oh, it's the same. Okay. Say, ooh, I like the colors on the back, but it turns out it's because they're the same as the colors on the front. And I'm just going to stick them down. I'm not going to do foam squares or anything. And just try to keep it straight. I don't care about covering up a little bit of the front of this photo, but I don't really want the line in between to show through. So I'm kind of going like this. And I don't want to cover up poor little Russell's head. So we're going to go just like this, right to the edge. Oh, that worked perfectly. Do I want this guy on a foam square? It's going to be on an inside edge, so no. If it had been on an outside edge, I might be tempted, but I don't want to hide those words, Animal Kingdom. I guess it doesn't matter. And then we'll decide what I want to do, if I want to do anything with these. I think it's plenty. Actually, this is a busy page. But Animal Kingdom, I'll tell you right now, this is probably going to be more busy than some of my Epcot pages. I feel like I was very restrained with my Epcot pages. I kind of like this leaf though. It's too much. All right. So let me pull out my ABC stickers and see what we can come up with. Ooh, maybe I could do like some little banners at the top with I don't know. And then I could put Animal Kingdom down here in white letters. Oh, maybe I like that. Because I have these little scraps. I mean, I can't use that one because that was from there. But if I did 3 little flags, maybe, of these different patterns and a little tiny smidge of journaling, then I could just put Animal Kingdom down here in white. Okay, so that's one of those funny things that happens. It's just because I was moving this paper and found it, and it kind of gave me that idea. And of course, my original one doesn't have the banners, but I think because I don't have the embellishments, I think that's what we're going to do. So let me pull out my ABC stickers and write Animal Kingdom here, and then we'll figure out the banners. All right, and I want to use all caps, and I'm going to use the ruler to help me position it. I don't know how I'm doing on letters. Some of these where I did color them in for earlier projects and didn't use them are kind of hurting my conscience, but I'm going to use my ruler to make sure that it fits. And I think actually the word kingdom is the one that's going to be a little bit longer. I do love these collegiate letters because you get so many letters, she says as she runs out of M's. Oh, and I colored one that I didn't use. I did buy a whole slew of these because I didn't know how long we would have them around. So sometimes I think because I have them, I'm a little bit more wasteful. But I was talking to somebody the other day about using sticker letters. I still have like 4 or 5 albums that are mostly finished, but they don't have titles or journaling. And, oh, I should have done Kingdom first anyway, because it needs to go on the bottom. Luckily, I have another ruler. But it's a pain to have to pull out my Cricut or my Silhouette or my Brother Scan and Cut or my Sizzix or whatever I'm going to use. I actually probably haven't used my Sizzix in 10 years. Maybe more. All right, Kingdom. I know I don't usually make you guys watch this part, but I'm feeling chatty, I guess, today. Did have somebody tell me the other day that she's liking the, seeing the whole process of how I kind of decide things, figure things out. So good. I'm glad you are. Holly. Thanks for watching. But I mean, it definitely, I think, is part of the process and can be maybe a hard thing when you watch the YouTube videos. I know when I do like my Savvy Scrapbookers videos or some of my other videos, I've already thought about it. I've already come up with a design. I've worked out all the kinks. And so, it looks like, oh, look, here's my perfect layout. Just comes, springs from my brain, ready to go. And it's not how it is. Really, truly, it takes a lot of thinking. Okay, so this looks like this is going to be about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom, and then this one will be, oh, that's not quite on a inch line. If I do it right there, that one is 1 3/4, and then this will just be, they're about 3-inch. That one's about 3/4. Does that look all right? I might scooch this guy down just a smidge, and that way I can leave like a 1/4 inch in between these. So let's do this one. Not quite 3/4. Well, I don't know if I can. Oh, that's sticking still. Somewhere there's sticky. Oh, it's right there. Eek. Yeah, be careful when you got something that's already sticky that you don't stick to the front of your picture. Okay, I'm going to do this about, I'm going to do it at the, I want to figure out where the center is, don't I? So I pulled it down because I'm going to use it on, align it. So right now it's only 1/2 inch from the bottom, but it's going to go up. But I think that's about where I want it. It looks like I've got, yeah, that's almost exactly centered. So if I just line it up the way I had it, then I know it's going to fit. Oh no, this is supposed to be Kingdom. It's supposed to be, see, if we were live, you guys could have stopped me. Okay, we're going to do this one. This is the one that's going to be 3/4 of an inch. And that's like 1/4 plus a 1/16, and that's 1/4 plus 3/16. So we'll do 1 1/8. Oh, and 1 1/8, that worked just right. Okay, now we'll do Kingdom right here. And I can kind of just feel it butt up against the edge of the ruler. Don't really want to put my head in the screen, but if I needed to, I could, just to position. Okay. All right, okay, animal. I got animal, or I got Kingdom, and now we'll put animal right there. Which I can't align it down. Oops, I'm off the edge. I can't align it at the bottom because it comes halfway in between. I don't really want it to be that close together, although that's not too bad. Maybe I'll do it just like that. So I need this to be, I need to scoot this down one more. Nope. I had it all positioned right before, and now I moved these because I messed up. So that's what I love this for, is for the ability to position. Just make sure that it's, you know, centered on where I want it. So we'll scoot that down 1 square, which is 1/4 inch. And then I'll align these. I'm having a little bit of trouble, so I might have to have a little bit of my head in here. Because it's got the others underneath it, it's not sitting flush on the paper anymore. All right, so ignore my head just for a sec. I think that works. That looks straight. All right, Animal Kingdom right there. I think I'm gonna have to go around this maybe with like a teal pen, and I want to put, oh, the banners. That's what I was gonna do, is the banners. All right, I want to put the date up here, which I don't remember what the date was. I'll have to look it up on my paper. And this flower. I'll look just in my scraps and see if I already have those cut up, but I don't have that color. So we'll just do, I like to have them be varying widths. I think I'm gonna actually keep this piece that's 2 inches. I don't know, just because it'll be easier for me to cut up this. And this piece looks to be about 1 inch. And I want a lot of the red, so I think I'll do a 1.5 inch of the pink. Sorry, I do know my colors. And 1/2 inch of this flower. Oh, that's the same one I did there. Okay, don't have any scraps of that. And then we'll see how those 3 look. Kind of one of these, one of these, and one of those, maybe. Like that. Do I want to do it as banners, or just want to leave the edges rectangle? I think I need them to be banners. So hopefully you guys know the trick about making a banner. Is you just take your paper and you crease it. You don't like crease it, but you just fold it, match those corners. And I like to do about whatever this width is. I kind of like to go about that distance down, and that's going to give me pretty much like that 90-degree angle. And I used to not love this technique. I used to like cut up the middle, and then I would cut from side to side to the middle of the piece that I cut out. But for whatever reason, recently, I've just decided I really like just being able to fold it. All right, and we'll do this one. And this one, I think I don't want quite that same angle. I'm going to go a little bit shallower. So I'm not going to go all the way down kind of that inch. I'm going to come about right. Oh, that's not the right one. Ah, that's the 2-inch. This is the one I want. But I still want a little bit shallower point. So instead of having that 90-degree, it's going to be more like that, just because it's wider. Okay, that would have been funny if I would have cut the 2-inch instead of that. I don't love this on top of here. I guess I could do the blue. Is that better with the blue than the flower? I kind of liked the flower, but maybe I just need to put it on the side over here. Just overlap these two and then put the flower by itself. I think that's what I like. So I'm just going to stick this down. I mean, I could cut it before I stick it down, but I'm not going to. We'll hope that it's mostly straight. And then I'll just trim the edge. And I want these to be different lengths. I wanted this to be underneath, didn't I? Darn it. Or do I want this to be on top? No, I think I want the pink. I love pink. So the pink's going to be on top. And then this one I think will be kind of down like that. I think I need a little extra piece right here just to stick this guy down. And then this will be on this side. Probably not a good idea to do that on top of my picture just in case. One more piece. Okay. Right about there. Do I want them touching? No, I want a little gap. Right about there. Okay. Now we'll just trim these off. Actually, I'm going to use these scissors. These have a little bit longer blade, and so when I'm cutting a bit longer distance, I just feel like I have a little more control. Okay. Let's see what's at the top. I do need a little extra adhesive here. All right, I think we're gonna I'm gonna trace around this. I don't know if I want to use like a turquoise tealish pen or if I should just stick with black. So I think I'm going to test on that little scrap of this green paper and see which one, like, how it looks. Because there's the black, and here's this turquoise. Yeah, you don't even really see that little turquoise color. So I think we're going to go with black. Always safe to go in black. Oh, I think, didn't I say something about tracing around the pictures? Should have done that before I stuck all these flowers down though, huh? All right, I'm not going to trace around the pictures at this point, but let me trace around the letters, and I'm just going to write the date. I was going to use stickers, but I'm just going to write the date. I have nothing to say. You know, we headed to Animal Kingdom. I mean, this is a sand sculpture. Maybe I'll say that. You know, whatever day it was, we headed to Animal Kingdom, and, you know, there was we'd bought these shirts for our family reunion and then didn't wear them. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to trace around it and I'll figure something to write, and I'll be back. All right, I'm going to come back just for a second just to show you the difference, because I think you can see what tracing around it with a pen, like, you can really see the difference between Animal and Kingdom. It is a little fussy, and you do have to have a steady hand to do this, but I think it pays off. Okay, I did my journaling. I'm glad I did the black pen. I love the way it worked out to trace around this. I looked back in my previous layouts, and apparently on Epcot, I had written day 2 with the sticker layers, day 2 Epcot, but oh well. Day 3, March 9th, Animal Kingdom. I wrote that we bought these matching shirts for family photos at the reunion last year and didn't wear them. Ended up wearing something else, but they're perfect for Animal Kingdom Day. But now I feel like I need something right on here, and I think I'm going to use one of these flowers. Maybe I'll use both of them. I don't think I'm going to use them like this. I think I may, this is going to be the outside edge, so I think I might cut them apart and put one, just the green one down here. I don't know, the blue one. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see how we can make this work. I'm not compelled to do the things in groups of 3, but I kind of am compelled to do the things in groups of 3. But yeah, I think we'll do it like that, with the blue flower on here and a green flower just like that. And that's, you know, that's a group of 2 by itself also. I'm going to just clean that up, but it'll be fine. It'll work. It's the only piece that needs trimming. Let's clean these guys up. So somewhere I do have stickers, and I probably, when I find the stickers, I'll be like, oh man, I should have used whatever with that, but I don't know where they're. And I think I'm going to put the blue one and then the green one on a foam square. And I need to make sure they've got, they're a little hibiscus, so they've got a little stem, and I need to make sure that that points upwards because that's how flowers are. And then let's find some foam squares for that one. All right, I still have some of these little tiny ones. They're such a pain, but I'm going to use them up, and they'll be fine for this this little flower because it's got tiny little sections on it. So we'll just use a whole bunch of these little tiny ones. And you don't need to use this many. I tend to go overboard with foam squares. I'd rather have a big one. I actually really like the foam tape because I can fill in, but because of just the shape of this, it's probably fine. And these are so tiny. And I just want to make sure that it doesn't get squished when my book is closed. All right, one more. Okay, 2 more. Ha, right there. So kind of the whole thing is covered in foam squares. I'll just peel all these guys off. And the foam square adhesive is not forgiving at all. So just know once you stick it down, that's where it's going to stay. The tape runner, even the permanent tape runner, you have a little bit of grace, but for whatever reason, this stuff it just sticks. All right, so there and right about there. All right, well, there we go. We're done. This ended up being a little bit more work just because I wanted to, you know, change the size of these photos, but I think it matches kind of the idea from the title page of the first volume, which of course means if I do end up going to 3 volumes, which I may have to, that I'm going to want probably to do the title page for that one in a similar, you know, with a similar feeling. But it's fun. I got to use some old papers that I'm trying to use up, and I think it's cute. I got to use flowers, and now we're ready to move on to the rest of our Animal Kingdom Day. So this is layout 34 in our Theme Park Thursday series, and using this Retired Summertime collection from Creative Memories, and being inspired by the layout that we'd already done, which I think was inspired by somebody else, but I don't remember that anymore. But I will link to the original title page layout underneath, and I will also link to the Epson photo printer. I am an Amazon affiliate, so if you choose to purchase through my link, I do make a small commission, but I highly, highly recommend the Epson PictureMate if you want to print your own photos. I did have a Canon Selphy for a while, but it had some issues, and it ruined some cartridges, and I just decided that the Epson was a better fit for me. So I also like that the Epson can do print 5x7s except that the software for mine right now is not working since my phone updated. So I couldn't show you that. But layout number 34, Theme Park Thursday. Welcome to June. And I will see you again next week. Actually, next week I will have Savvy Scrapbookers on Wednesday. And we're going to be using the new Perfectly Patriotic papers. And then on Thursday, we'll be back with layout number 35. So that's a lot of me from next week, but hopefully you don't mind. And I sure enjoy doing these for you and appreciate your feedback and all your comments. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you next week.